Welcome to the Lone Cowboy Hour. This is Martin Murphey, Murph, as some of you call me, and that's okay. This is the show that's about the Bill of Rights, show about individual freedom, show that's about that in an artistic sense, in a social sense, day to day. This is not a political show. I don't comment on parties or anything like that. I don't comment on candidates. I just talk about each citizen's individual rights under the Constitution by doing this show solo and by encouraging you to have a stronger inner core and realize what your innate individual rights are, inalienable rights that we all have that God gave to us. This is the Lone Cowboy Hour. I'm on a rundown, I'm out running sundown, thinking I'm on the right track. I'm writing the song as I'm riding along, I'm keeping the sun at my back. Big horse, trailer, and truck, I can make my own luck, right through the sand and the sage. It gives me a rush to be busting the brush and acting about half my age. Lone cowboy, I'm doing my best. Lone cowboy, I go everywhere west. Lone cowboy, with my old campfire songs. Lone cowboy, giddy up, get along. Lone cowboy, lone cowboy, lone cowboy. This episode of Lone Cowboy Hour is about an album I made called Martin Murphey in 1982. Now, I had used Martin Murphey in a previous album called Hard Country, which was the soundtrack to the movie Hard Country, which I was involved in writing the script for. And we just did a show on that in the previous episode. However, the first time I made an album that wasn't attached to a soundtrack that I used Martin Murphey was this one. I had not ever been able to use Martin Murphey, my full name, before, but I couldn't use Michael Murphy in the movies, as I explained in a previous episode, because there was already an actor named Michael Murphy. So I made this album in California. That's where Jim Ed Norman was living at the time. Jim's originally from Texas. I think he really understands my music and understood that I wanted to transition into country. He was certainly in a position to do that because he had just produced the soundtrack to a movie called Urban Cowboy and had some big hits with Johnny Lee, including a hit with my song, Cherokee Fiddle. The first song I'm going to talk about tonight regarding this album, Martin Murphey, is Lost River. It's a song of reminiscence about going back to a childhood place and wondering if it's going to be the same or not. And you go back, in spite of all the bridges that you've burned, you're delighted to find out that it hasn't changed. I'm talking about the town that I still play in every summer in my 10th year as of this particular production. Red River, New Mexico, has my venue, the Rocking 3M Chuck Wagon. And that is an amphitheater up in the mountains. And I hope that you'll come and visit me there. And if you view this many years hence, or months hence, or after this summer, I hope that you were able to come and see it. This song was not only recorded on the Martin Murphey album, but was also recorded on an album called Will the Circle Be Unbroken by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. And that was a wonderful recording that I did with the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band backing me up. And that album won Album of the Year that year. So I probably did the best off this song from that particular album coming out. I never actually released it as a single before that. But I just wanted to let it set the tone for my first album that really broke out in country. And it had some very traditional country songs on it. This is one of them. There's a lost river that flows in a valley where no one goes, where the wild waters rush, rumbles deep in the hush. Oh, I'm far from there now, Lord, I'll get back somehow to where the white water winds in the shadow of the pines. Whoa, lost river, now I'm coming back to the pot-belly stove where the firewood's all stacked. Come back, girl, go with me, I'm a belle, my fleur-de-lis, where the lost river winds in the shadow of the pine. Now everybody knows where that lost river flows. It's someplace that you lost, behind the bridges that you crossed, and you'd like to return, but the bridges are all burned, and you're much too far down to return to higher ground. Whoa, lost river, now I'm coming back to the pot-belly stove where the firewood's all stacked. Come back, girl, go with me, I'm a belle, my fleur-de-lis, where the lost river winds in the shadow of the pines. Whoa, lost river, far over the ridge, now is it too late for me to build me a new bridge to the bright golden time when her love was still mine and the world was still wild like the heart of a child? Whoa, lost river, now I'm coming back to the pot-belly stove where the firewood's all stacked. Come back, girl, go with me, I'm a belle, my fleur-de-lis, where the lost river winds in the shadow of the pines, where the lost river winds in the shadow of the pines. Another song that was on the Michael Martin Murphey album on Liberty Records back in 1982 is this next one. I had actually written it quite a few years before I made the album. In fact, I had it on a previous album produced by a producer named John Boylan, but this particular version of it had an arrangement written by Jim Ed Norman. He did a beautiful job on it. Of course, I played guitar, just guitar on the track, and then he put a whole orchestra behind it. We don't have that tonight, but this is the basis of the way I perform this song. I wrote it to be very much a lone cowboy style guitar song, sort of trying to be complete in itself in the guitar arrangement without any other instruments backing it up. As far as what the song is about, I wrote this song for my son. I only had custody of him in the summertime. And at the end of the summer, I used to literally start crying whenever he had to go back to Austin, Texas. By then I was living in Colorado, and I was spending a lot of time hiking in the mountains a whole lot. He would come up and make those hikes with me. One of the places we went was a little town on a river called Crystal River in Colorado. Great name for a place. And it was way up there in the high country at 10,000 feet. We would go up there and camp out in the little ghost town of Crystal. Right up there on the other side of Schofield Pass from Crested Butte. I still love to backpack, and I still love to go out there. And recently climbed Guadalupe Peak in Texas, and going to Big Bend again soon. So I'm going to continue to tell you that backpacking is a big part of my life, as much as horseback riding or more, just to keep me fit and keep me going. And I'm very, very lucky and blessed that the good Lord has given me strong enough legs and knees to keep on doing it. Anyway, this is a look back at a farewell to a little boy at the end of the summer called Crystal. Sometimes when my life is dark and stormy, I close my eyes and try hard to recall. I see your face and trouble fades before me. When I'm staring in a crystal ball, now crystal was the water, and crystal was the sound. And crystal was our pure love, like the water running all around and down. And crystal is my memory. When I think about the moonlight shining in your eyes and on the town, and crystal will be this winter, frozen tears on the ground. For a moment, we were just like children, diving far beneath a waterfall. As we disappeared beneath that raging river, I said, Jesus, why do I go back at all? From all this crystal in the water and crystal in the sound and crystal in our pure love, like the water running all around and down, and crystal in my memory. When I think about the moonlight shining in your eyes and on the town, and crystal will be this winter, frozen tears. You're not around. We're going through songs that I picked out from my album 1982 called Michael Martin Murphey. I was living in New Mexico at the time that I made the album, and many of the songs were actually recorded in California. We didn't have a studio in Taos, New Mexico, but that's where I chose to live. And I wrote a lot of these songs with a guy named Michael Dabo, who was a British songwriter who had actually been in a band called Manfred Mann and had written songs for them and been the lead singer. And he was living in Taos, New Mexico too. I haven't been in touch with him for a long, long time, but Michael, if somehow you find out about this show and you're listening, this is one of the songs that we did together. And this is called Still Taking Chances. And it's about getting in on the edge and finding new experiences and taking risks in your career. And I was taking a big risk back then by leaving Colorado and moving to New Mexico, because everybody said, oh, Taos, New Mexico, that's too far out in the middle of nowhere. We don't even know where that is. You need to be living in Nashville. You need to be living in Los Angeles. And I said, I'm sorry, I just can't live in a big city. The only big city I've ever really liked is the one that I'll spend half my time in now, which is Fort Worth, Texas. And it just feels still like a small town. So this is for all the memories of those years that I was in New Mexico, and to tell you that I'm still in New Mexico about half the year, in Red River, New Mexico, not Taos. But I go down to Taos a lot because I have friends and family there. I knew when I met you something was going to happen. My life was off balance, nothing had been going right. You said, well, what's a lonesome cowboy like you doing in the city? I said, I don't know, guess I'm gonna find out tonight. Still taking chances, taking candy from strangers, speeding up on curves, ignoring the dangers. Feel like a fool learning new dances. It keeps me on my toes. Still taking chances, ain't scared of winning. Swinging for the bleachers in the ninth inning. Still taking chances before chances take me away. Before chances take me away. Take me away. Take me away. Maybe I should have thought it over when you said you join me later. I said, honey, now I don't know if this is right. When you turned and walked down the street, I followed. I felt like I was following a truckload dynamite. Hey, I'm still taking chances, taking candy from strangers, speeding up on curves, ignoring the dangers. Feel like a fool, learning new dances. It keeps me on my toes. Still taking chances, still taking chances. Ain't scared of winning, swinging for the bleachers in the ninth inning. Still taking chances before chances take me away. Before chances take me away. Been a lot of years now since we got together. You took a chance on me. Now I'm out here taking chances for you. I'll get through, 'cause I'm still taking chances, taking candy from strangers, speeding up on curves, ignoring the dangers. Feel like a fool, learning new dances, but it keeps me on my toes. Still taking chances, ain't scared of winning, swinging for the bleachers in the ninth inning. Still taking chances before chances take me away. Before chances take me away. Take me away. Take me away. Take me away. All right. Still taking chances, ain't scared of winning, swinging for the bleachers in the ninth inning. Still taking chances before chances take me away. 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 I'm still taking chances. When I look back on the Michael Martin Murphey album that came out on Liberty in 1982, produced by Jim Ed Norman, I can't help but pick this song to play. It was my first real traditional kind of country song that had ever come out and made it to the charts on country music and country music only. I had had some other songs like Cherokee Fiddle and even Boy from the Country that I'd written for other people, and even Backslider's Wine that I'd put out. But this is really the first one that really broke through. And we knew we had something with this album. And we had some other things that we thought really might be even bigger than this song. But the two-step was a real rage at that time. The whole urban cowboy thing had taken off in the country, and every pop station seemed like was turning over to a country station. And it was amazing what was happening, just fantastic. Listen to the band that's playing, darling. How can you sit there blue all night long? Listen to what the man is saying, darling. It's a dance with me and you'll be alright song. Well, the two-step is easy, but the first step is hard. If you don't learn to shuffle, hearts is a tough game of cards. Two-step is easy, but the first step is rough. Once you start dancing, you can't dance enough. 1, 1, 2, 3, stay close to me, darling. The hardest part is just to start to live again. Don't count your steps, just count your blessings, darling. And in time you will find you're giving in. And the two-step is easy, but the first step is hard. If you don't learn to shuffle, hearts, it's a tough game of cards. Two-step is easy, but the first step is rough. Once you start dancing, you can't dance enough. Two-step is easy, but the first step is hard. If you don't learn to shuffle, then a heart's is a tough game of cards. Two-step is easy, but the first step is rough. Once you start dancing, you can't dance enough. Once you start dancing, you can't dance enough. Well, one of the songs on the Michael Martin Murphey album, which I made in 1982, was not ever a single, but I feel like it's one of the best songs that I've written. You know, sometimes you just have a feeling about that. It doesn't get picked as a single. That's the way I felt about Wildfire, and everybody told me it would never be a hit single. Of course, it ended up being my most famous song. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. This one sort of got covered over and forgotten over the years. I love going back to this song. It's called The Ring of Truth. And sometimes that is a reflection of something that you feel inside, that is that something that rings true about what you're going through or what you're doing. So this is called The Ring of Truth. Blue eyes like a sailor's dream, laughter clear like a running stream, warm warm, sincere, and serene. That's the way our loving seemed. Must have been about 16. We didn't know anything. First time we heard the ring of truth. The ring of truth, like an old church bell at the stroke of midnight, saying all is well. To my ear I held an old seashell, heard a ring of truth. Then I saw the spring moon rise, ring around rings making circles in the skies. Heard it in her voice, saw it in her eyes, and suddenly I realized love's a pendulum in a swing. Your heart doesn't know a thing until it strikes the ring of truth. The ring of truth, like an old church bell at the stroke of midnight, saying all is well. To my ear I held an old seashell, heard the ring of truth. You asked me, would I go back to her? The answer's no. That was a long time ago. Taught each other all we needed to know. Sometimes when I dream, I swear I hear the running stream. I can swear I hear the ring of truth. The ring of truth, like an old church bell at the stroke of midnight, answers all is well. To my ear I held an old seashell, I heard a ring of truth, like an old church bell at the stroke of midnight, answer all is well. To my ear I held an old seashell, I heard a ring of truth. Ring of truth, ring of truth. Man, I just can't believe how many singles came off of the album Michael Martin Murphey, which I released in 1972. By the way, almost all of these songs are available in one form or another through my website. If you go to michaelmartinmurphy.com/music, you can stream them, or you can go to the part that's called store, and you can actually buy the versions of the songs that I've done. And these songs are also on some of my best of albums that I've done. So here's one that really did well too. I just can't believe, once again, how many singles came off of that album. should have learned, should have walked right out the door. This is nothing new for me and you. We both played this scene before. On and on and on the movie goes. Romance is a show they'll never close. Love affairs, we've had our share. Are we a pair of fools? Should we break the rules, or do we dare start another love affair? Those old love songs always turn out wrong, with lovers crying in the night. We know them well, but who can tell? This time it just might turn out right. On and on and on the movie goes. Romance is a show they'll never close. Love affairs, we've had our share. Are we a pair of fools? Now should we break the rules, or do we dare start another love affair? Yes, we've had our share. Are we a pair of fools? Now should we break the rules? Well, I don't care. Let's start another love affair. Don't care. Start another love affair. Start another love affair. Start another love affair. Well, now we come to the song from the Michael Martin Murphey album that absolutely caused my career to explode in country. It not only made the country charts, but it also made the adult contemporary charts, going #1, and was also on the pop charts. This is a song called What's Forever For, written by Rafe Van Hoy, one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. This song is timeless. It'll be true, sadly, probably 100 years from now, because people will always be going through getting together, breaking up, and then maybe getting back together again. And that just seems to be the way of the world from time immemorial. When I sing this song, I think about my parents, because they were married for 62 years, and for them, love was forever the first time. So tonight, I dedicate this, probably my second greatest hit next to Wildfire, What's Forever For, to the memory of my parents. isn't it, people? How they change with the times. Lately all I've been seeing are people throwing love away, losing their minds. Maybe it's me who's gone crazy. I can't understand why all these lovers keep hurting each other. Good love is so hard to come by. So what's the glory in living? Doesn't anybody ever stay together anymore? And if love never lasts forever, what's forever for? I see love-hungry people trying their best to survive. And right there in their hands, there's a dying romance. And they're not even trying to keep it alive. So what's the glory in living? Doesn't anybody ever stay together anymore? And if love never lasts forever, what's forever for? What's the glory in living? Doesn't anybody ever stay together anymore? And if love never lasts forever, what's forever for? Well, thank you for joining us once again for the Lone Cowboy Hour. Michael Martin Murphey, Murph, wishing that you can get a copy somewhere of the Michael Martin Murphey album we've talked about tonight, because at this current time, it's actually not available and not to be found anywhere except on the classic vinyl websites and places like that. What's Forever For is available as something to listen to on Spotify, but the entire album has not yet been put up to stream on our website. So I think you can buy the album digitally, but I don't think you can stream it yet. Not sure about all that, but hey, I wanted to just go through my albums one at a time. I know What's Forever For is on the streaming services and is available on my Greatest Hits album. This is Wildfire, and thanks a lot, and love and live like wildfire. She comes down from Yellow Mountain on a dark flatland she rides. On a pony she named Wildfire. A whirlwind by your side on a cold Nebraska night. Oh, they say she died one winter when there came the killing frost, and the pony she named Wildfire busted down and stalled. In a blizzard he was lost. Ran calling wildfire, calling wildfire, calling So by the dark of the moon I planted, but there came an early snow. Been a hoot owl howling outside my window now 6 nights in a row. She's coming for me, I know, and on Wildfire we're both gonna go. We'll be riding wildfire. We'll be riding wildfire. We'll be riding wildfire. On wildfire, we're gonna ride. Gonna leave sod busting behind. Get the hard times right on out of our minds. We'll be riding I'm on a rundown, I'm out running sundown. I'm thinking I'm on the right track. I'm writing a song as I'm riding along, keeping the sun at my back. Big horse trailer and truck, I can make my own luck as I ride through the sand and the sage. As it gives me a rush to be busting the brush, acting about half my age. Lone cowboy, I'm doing my best. Lone cowboy, I go everywhere west. Lone cowboy, with my old campfire song. Lone cowboy, giddy up, get along. I've owned some good ponies, blacks, bays, and blue roans.